Ben 4 Good Buddy is considered to be one of, if not the worst episode of Ben 10 Classic, and also the entire Ben 10 franchise. Personally, I don't get the hate. I think this episode's pretty fun. It's one part Dukes of Hazzard, one part Fast and Furious, and one part Mad Max. I think people dislike this episode because Ben's aliens don't do anything at all. Also, they aren't fighting aliens or mutants or anything, it's just 3 hillbillies. But I do think it's a fun episode that gives us more appreciation for the Rust Bucket, and Ben even has an arc, which is something we don't always get. I don't know, maybe lay off this episode? It's at least mid. I mean, it's not terrible, but what do you think, Steven?
I would say mid to great, honestly.
Great is a hot take.
When you told me that this wasn't a good episode, like reception wise, I was like, why not? You've got John DiMaggio. Joe DiMaggio.
John DiMaggio.
Oh, okay, I got it right that time.
Yeah.
John DiMaggio in the flesh. They even make him look like him.
It looks just like him.
You know, you've got this like toothless. What's the guy for a Junkrat from Overwatch kind of vibe guy?
It's all 3 of these are like the most personified versions of just the South.
Yeah.
You got your trucker hillbilly guy, you got your really bad redneck guy, and you got your debutante.
Yeah. No, I love it. I like all of it. Rewatching, I was like, this is so fun. The graphics too, like they CG'd the RV for most of this because of how much effects were going into the RV, and it looked really good.
Well, I think the effects are one thing that I can maybe see a little bit, because you do have your like 2D 3D blend, and also like you'll have a 3D vehicle against like other 2D vehicles. I kind of can tell.
Yeah, I would say, like you said, the aliens do seem a little lackluster, a little useless.
Ben will do that sometimes where he just like turns into an alien for no reason and like nothing happens. But like this episode especially, it's like you got 3 heavy hitters objectively. You got Ripjaws, Upchuck, and Upgrade, and none of them do anything at all, really.
Well, we get cool stuff with Upgrade at least. You know, he turns into the train. He's going no tracks. You know, driving around.
Yeah, but the lady like unscrews a bolt and like they take him off the rust bucket. It feels like he could have just like done more with the time he had.
Yeah. It's very weird being on the opposite side. Like usually I'm the one that's more hating on an episode, and you're like, no, we could have this or that. So it's funny.
I hate on an episode. What are you talking about?
No, you don't hate on him as much as I'm like a
the baseball
hater.
Episode. I'll have you know, you suck that episode.
I do.
Pee-pee.
I do love. Maybe I have just bad taste.
That's
but I'm telling
me,
you, like you hit the nail on the head when you said it was like a Mad Max type thing. I loved it. I thought it was so fun just seeing like road fights and stuff with the RV.
Little Speed Racer too, maybe.
Yeah, and I like it that the aliens aren't like, I get aliens Ben 10, you know, but like the fact that the aliens aren't really. If he had never turned into any of those aliens, the outcome is still the same kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Gwen clears them all the first time. Doesn't use magic again.
Yeah, she just forgets that she has magic after that.
And Grandpa's got the plumber tech. It's like I know it's all in the rust bucket, but like there's a little keychain he had that like made it come back to him.
Yeah, I was about to say there should be anti-theft
episode?
stuff on the rust bucket.
All he said, he's like, "Get out of there, get out."
It's still also hard to believe that the rust bucket has the many malfunctions. Like you have to do all those things.
Yeah,
because we've never seen this before, and this is season 4.
I think maybe the charm of it was that it was like it looked trashy, but it was actually really nice and had all these alien plumber tech stuff on it.
But I bring it up to any show that has a dedicated vehicle gets an episode about the vehicle. You know, you look at Supernatural and you've got an episode with point of view of like just
baby,
you know what I mean? And that's the only one that can come to my head at the moment. But there's several others where there's an episode for just the vehicle.
Well, it is part of the family. I mean, like there's probably episodes of Scooby-Doo about the Mystery Machine.
Yeah.
Like this is, like he says, it's part of the family. So I do appreciate that we get, you know, this nice rust bucket homage episode.
To say it's a bad episode is just wrong.
I think it's mid.
I think objectively, it's just wrong to say it's a bad episode.
But it is something people have attached to. I think another big reason is that it's season 4. We've already gotten the Ghost Freak arc. We've gotten the Vilgax Kevin stuff, like all the peak Ben 10 stuff. Mm-hmm. Now we're in season 4. This is kind of just like, can we I think the studio, we've discussed this already. Mm-hmm. Studio's like, we don't have Alien Force quite ready. Can we do a couple more episodes of season?
Like you got the separate writers like, how are you doing in there? We need like a couple more months. It's like, okay, let's. I guess
the rust bucket is abducted. I don't know, you know.
It's crazy too. Think like the Ben 10 Classic writers were like, oh, we want to do this, and like, no, they're working on that over there, so we need something different over here.
This has to be literal filler, so like it can't interfere with how Alien Force does it. No big story changes right now, you know.
We don't want any overarching plots that may leak into the next one. We need this cut and dry and done.
The only thing I think that comes back from season 4 in general is Cooper.
Yeah, from he's in the -10, right?
Yeah, and I think maybe the Forever King, some of the Forever Night stuff, like the -10, but not really.
The Forever Nights are in shambles in the entirety of Ultimate
they're all
Alien
fighting
and
each
Alien
other up
Force.
until the Dagon stuff. And anyway, so my name is Hopper.
I'm Steven.
We're doing every episode of Ben 10 reviewed. We're almost at the end here, but this is our little review show.
It's crazy. We've been doing this for a year now.
I know. It's wild to think that we're only at 2,000 subscribers. Go on and subscribe to us.
I mean, we were kind of slow on the upstart. We're cooking now.
We didn't know what to do with YouTube. I think we were more so like podcasters before this.
Yeah, I wanted to get our opinions out there.
But, when you put a video into it, you might as well just do your YouTube career
might as
too.
well,
So.
And it's fun. It's been a great ride. For anyone that's been here since day one, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, we hopefully we're in the Ben 10 space. I think we are a little bit. We do our shorts. I think our shorts are well considered. When I did that multiverses short, that one guy was like, "You didn't put Ben 10 in here." It felt nice to be like, "Oh, they know me from Ben 10."
Yeah, exactly. Also, we're going to be putting out a poll soon. Stay tuned. We want to know: do you guys want us to go Alien Force or Teen Titans next? So
we're happy with either. Honestly,
we want to do both. We will do both.
Eventually, yeah.
What are we doing next? Let us know, please. We're dying for content.
But yeah, we'll get into this episode here. I like we've been saying, I kind of enjoyed it. I like how Ben's characterized in this is just like lazy. He's just really like into the video games.
The whole time he's doing this, I think his mentality is, when I'm needed, I'll turn into an alien. Before that, I can't think. I'm dumb. I'm not going to try and put two and two together. He's dropping the
ball every time too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not even doing his job correctly.
Seriously, I mean, Gwen is just not thinking about it, but she's the one taking care of stuff here.
Absolutely. Max is doing more. I mean, he's got that Beyblade thing they threw to stop in.
It's like a batarang.
Yeah, I did not like that. Didn't like that at all. You can't use something like that when they're robbing your rust bucket.
You got a great point, brher.
Oh, man.
It's Plumber, standard issue. Remember that? He said that a couple times.
Yeah. Also, the lady's like, I got my ride nicked when I was just a little teenager, so now I've been stuck here ever since. Lady, you're 60. You can't call someone?
That's a funny joke, I think. It's just like, I've been stuck in this, like, in-between town ever since they took my ride.
Do you live at this restaurant? There's nothing for miles.
Seriously, yeah. No, she's just a funny. She's like, I had all my teeth when they took my RV, and she had her
it's like, what happened
meth
to
mouth.
No dentist for miles, I guess.
I guess so. Rotten teeth are a theme in this episode.
I do like, we also get that guy with the souped up RV that he has, plasma screen TV.
That's your foil, I guess, to Grandpa, and just like, he's got the nice, perfect RV. I love, you might not notice, but he's like, oh, we got Wi-Fi, internet, Gmail. Like, he kept, it's just like,
that's all internet.
It's all the same thing. Oh, yeah, we got YouTube, Amazon Prime, we got Netflix. It's like, it's all the same.
It's all the same.
It's all just connections.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, the second he said Wi-Fi, he didn't have to listen to anything else.
Yeah, we're good. We got it.
Yeah, we understand.
We got it, brother. He's got, like, trophies from how nice his RV is. Like,
but it looks very stock. Like, he just bought it.
Yeah.
And now he's getting trophies for it.
That's what Grandpa's like, if you're into all that, like, if you're into all that fancy stuff.
Yeah. It's like, Grandpa Max, we like the RV. Just make it to where it's not a piece of crap running around. He's like, it's character. No, it just sucks.
Ben has to flush, and so they're like, okay, we're gonna like engage the hydraulics. They like mess with the radio and all this different stuff, and then my assumption was that they just like let the poo fall into the road when they're driving.
Yeah,
because the hydraulics went up. I may be reading into that, but
either way, dude, I hate it. Because it's like, you could obviously improve the rust bucket and still keep its character.
Yeah. Ben doesn't do anything but open the ice box and it explodes ice all over him.
It shoots him.
It shoots like water over Gwen too.
Dumb.
I don't know. Yeah, calling this episode the worst episode is harsh to me. So I personally have a lot to say good about it. They're at a buffet.
Super alien hero, buddy.
That's your least favorite, which I think you just don't like the art style of the aliens.
Yeah,
in that thing.
It's like a throwaway episode, in my opinion.
I can feel that, I guess. Anyway, but this episode, it's got its good parts. Like, they're at a buffet. We get to see Ben. Ben's kind of like a Luffy or a Shaggy in the fact that like he likes to eat a lot. We don't see that too much in his character, but it comes in every so often. Maybe he's just starved because he doesn't eat Grandpa Max's gross food.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, and like he takes a whole bite out of the chicken bone itself.
Yeah,
what was that about?
Like a jagged edge on his bone.
Yeah.
This is where we get Upchuck's weakness if he can't ingest organic matter.
Yeah.
But again, it's done away with in Alien Force.
He eats oil to shoot at him, misses the shot.
Yeah, I think he misses the shot, and then I think the one guy, Road Rage, like wraps his hook around him.
Gives him some road rash.
Ah, there you go. That is kind of painful looking.
It really
just, like,
is.
dragging him across the floor.
Kill someone doing that, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh, we get Ripjaws in the beginning of this too.
God.
The grand return, our final, and he's obviously
imagine
useless,
you're like trying to hijack an RV, and the door opens, and you just see this fishman guy, who then jumps on your car and he goes, I may not be that useful, but I could eat metal. and then just starts chomping down on your hood.
That's like a quote. He's like, "Who needs water when you got razor sharp jaws?"
Exactly,
or
dude.
whatever. It's like you need to breathe.
Yeah,
brother.
yeah. Because then they catch up to the other RV, and he's like, "There's a monster in my hot tub," and it turns out to be Ben.
But I do think this episode has some qualities, some good like most episodes have some sort of like arc or like story progression, but like this one it makes sense. Like they're like the road crew, I think is what they're called. They try to attack this souped up RV that they're all jealous of, and then Max's RV like helps out and it's got the lasers and the whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So then they're like, "Oh, this is something we actually want. We want to like take this RV and we'll explode the grand opening for the new highway. So then we'll keep people trapped where they here.
Yeah,
so
it's like a Route 66 interstate issue.
Right. So they want people to only go through their own little interchange or whatever, so they can keep stealing people's cars. And we get this new highway coming up, so they're gonna steal like a nuke or whatever.
Isn't it funny too? Like city officials are probably like, "How do we sell people on this new highway when everyone's loving the old one?" It's like, "Oh well, we'll let the gangs who hit the old highway stay there, and it'll push them all into this one, and we don't have to do any publicity or anything."
There you go. It was actually they're being paid off by the
They're
officials.
actually it's an inside job.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah,
I can see that. But then you get Ben's arc of like how he kind of didn't appreciate the RV. I think Gwen's kind of the same way. Ben and Gwen are both like they don't appreciate the RV. They think it's a hunk of junk. By the end of the episode, it's like, oh yeah, good, we got our RV back. Like it's like they're glad to have it back. And even like
Ben's more vocal about hating on the RV. Gwen's more like, I don't like it, but I'll deal with it. It's Grandpa.
And the RV it's charm. Like, it's got charm. Like it's part of the show. It's like, I think it's based on a real RV as well. If you could find the picture to slap up there.
Yeah. I love
RV.
too. They got rid of the awning, our favorite buddy, for a flamethrower.
Flamethrower and like just a nuke holder thing, like a missile holder now.
They put it in and it goes nuke primed. I'm like, you just put it in a harness. What's primed about that thing?
And but yeah, Ben at the end of the day saves the day because of the Rust Bucket's faults, which they didn't get rid of when they souped it up.
Yeah. Do you think that as they were enhancing it, they would work out the kinks?
I guess it was too kinky to begin with,
Oh.
Much like me, actually.
I got you. yeah, I'm with it.
Do you like the Rust Bucket? How is it on like Benton vehicles? Like where's it at on the scale of like Kevin's car to like the Rust Bucket 3 to like Omniverse, but Ben's got a couple vehicles in that.
Man, I would say the Rust Bucket over Kevin's car, except for the fact that he soups up his car for the big fight against the DNA aliens, dude. That whole scene just puts it over for me.
It's funny that like Kevin's car becomes a bit of like it breaks down every episode, where the Rust Bucket breaks down just because it's so old and junky.
And then you got Kevin's Rust Bucket 2, which is the spaceship.
Yep. Rust Bucket 3, I think, because the Rust Bucket gets exploded. Preventing comments here.
Get ready for him.
Preventing comments here. The Rust Bucket gets exploded in. It gets blown up in Rat, and so the Alien Force Rust Bucket is the Rust Bucket 2. The plane that they get is the Rust Bucket 3.
Well, if you just said that one's not canon.
Yeah, it's not canon, but I think there's some truth within there. I think the Rust Bucket does explode at some point. I don't know.
If it's not canon, then I'm calling it the Rust Bucket still. I don't care what the comments
It's
say.
called the Rust Bucket 2 in Alien Force. They call it that.
No.
It's the Rust Bucket 2, and it looks different too. So
Weird. Either way, I like the Rust Bucket 3.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I
kinda
mean,
like
you have a spaceship, you can't really beat it.
Yeah, that's true. I kind of like Rook's ship from Omniverse. It's not, you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like a moving van because it's like to keep it concealed, but it's like Transformer turns into like a big ship.
Yeah.
They also have like bikes that can go back in time and stuff. It gets all kinds of sci-fi nonsense in Omniverse.
No, I'm with it. No, the Rust Bucket is iconic. I think we did a short, if we haven't recorded it yet, just top 5 vehicles, and I'm pretty sure I put the Rust Bucket in there and Kevin's car.
I don't know if you put.
I may have just
Rust
put
Bucket.
Kevin's
I think it was
car.
Kevin's car, but either way, it's still a very iconic vehicle.
Absolutely. It's right up there with Knight Rider.
Yeah, right, man. Knight Rider. I do think it does have character because it is so kind of junky and old. Like it's not like a perfect brand new thing. Like it's more interesting that it's
and that's what I say. I like that it has character, but you can have character and not be a piece of shit.
Yeah, which we never have problems with it for the most part. Like it's a pretty good vehicle.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's hard to believe. Like season 4, episode 5. You know,
Yeah. Do you think this would have fit in better in like season 2 or something?
Yeah, season 1 or 2, it would have been a better fit because we're getting to know everybody. The rest bucket's kind of new, all that kind of stuff. But in season 4, and we haven't seen these issues for three and a half seasons though. Come on now.
I would have I think if there was a couple issues with the rust bucket, just offhand like messing up because of whatever, this would have been more well received. Yeah. Also, if there wasn't just like so many throwaway gadgets on the rust bucket, this also would have been more well received.
Absolutely, especially in season 2, we get a lot of upgrades to the rust bucket.
Once we know that he's a plumber.
Yeah, once we know that he's a plumber. So it's like it's hard to believe at that point. This really should have been a season 1 episode, or don't do it at all.
Well, season 1 it wouldn't make sense because you don't like they'd be like, why is the rust bucket so souped up,
so it'd have to be a
Grandpa?
season 2.
I think season 2 or even season 3. There's lots.
Anytime before now, you know what I mean?
Season 4 is a weird spot to put this in. Plus, like I said earlier, like they're not fighting aliens or monsters; they're fighting like just hillbillies.
Yeah.
So it's like we're at season 4, we're fighting hillbillies. I think too, like personally, like we're leading up until the -10.
Mm-hmm.
I think what they should have done, if they're doing -10, you lead up to it all season. Maybe do a subliminal
10 episodes of the -10, and then at the end you do a Nick Fury style thing where the Forever King shows up and says, "You think you're the only villain out there in the universe?
Your universe is expanding," or whatever they say.
Yeah, your world is about to get a lot bigger.
Yeah. So, like, do like a Subliminal, do like a Clancy, do like a Rojo. Rojo would have been perfect for this, actually.
Oh, my God, yeah.
It would have explained how she got her parts back. Maybe the Forever King was financing her. So, how does Rojo have armor again? I don't know. And then the Forever Knight shows up. Oh, that's how she got the armor.
Exactly.
Do other stuff with this. Because Rojo would have been perfect. She was a biker already. She could have been, like, doing this kind of side operation.
Your overarching plot for season 4 that doesn't mess up what's happening with Alien Force. You know what I mean?
They're still doing the -10 anyway. Just go full bore with that. Just do the -10.
Yeah,
but make it make sense.
Yeah.
Don't rush it into a two-parter. You know?
Exactly, dude. Exactly. Dude, put us in charge.
I'm saying like rushing, but they do a pretty good job. Setting everything up. What would you give this though? What would you give this episode on a 1 to 10?
Honestly, like a 7.
I would give it like a 5. I think it's not necessary. Obviously,
we can meet in the middle. We'll go 6.
6 is probably perfect, right? Like it's super mid. Like
I think
5 to 6 is
perfect, but we'll go with 6. Just
7 indicates I think like above average, which I don't think it really is.
It is.
It's definitely not the worst episode though. We agree on that much.
Yeah.
So Ben Forgood, buddy, it's got a fun little.
That's what I'm saying. The name too. I love Ben Forgood, buddy.
Rojo's voice actress even does the lady.
Yeah, this explains too. When you said Ben Forgood, buddy, a couple episodes ago, and I said, "Oh, I love it," you kind of like stared at me for a second.
I did. I didn't know if you noticed, but I was like, the Ben 10 community.
Yeah, you looked at me and you were like, I was like, no, I was in my head. I thought you were like, is he lying? Does he remember that episode? That's what I thought that look was. But now I'm realizing. Oh, he doesn't believe that I like that episode.
I don't usually plug to Kuro or whatever, but after I watched this episode and got notes and stuff, I went back and watched his because I remember him hating it. And he said like, "Oh, I try to like find good things about these episodes when I go back and do my like recaps, whatever." He's like, "With this one, it made me hate it more."
No
just
way.
Hates it more. So
I just thought it was fun. You know?
Yeah, like I said, it's just a nice like it's like a season 1 episode where it's just like, oh, they're in the desert and there's a crew jacking cars.
Yeah, and Ben's trying to save him, but he's terrible with the Omnitrix.
This does feel like this could fit in season 1 perfectly. I think.
Yeah, I absolutely.
Well, besides the plumber stuff, and he has up Chuck, so never mind. I guess I'm dumb.
Yeah, but like we said, we are wrapping up on Ben 10. So if you want to see what we've covered so far, you can look over here on the right side of the screen, see more of our Ben 10 stuff. If you want to go still superhero cartoony stuff, we have our Invincible reviews over here on the left side of the screen. And then make sure to subscribe right here in the middle. And we'll see you
can also like the video. That's cool too.
Yeah, you can like it too. You can like it. Definitely like it, actually.
Hit the noti button.
The noti.
We'll see y'all in the next one.
Bye.